Hello friends, good day. Welcome to another educational video, and now we are going to discuss what is the driftdown procedure. So driftdown procedure is basically the procedure which the flight crews are using while they are cruising and they suddenly lose the engine. If you lose your engine, always remember it is related to Mayday code. There was plenty of discussion that if you lose one engine, it is only pen code. No, please be aware of the fact that when you lose your engine, it's always Mayday. So you have to declare the Mayday code, and it's simple. If you see the checklist, if you check the QRH, Quick Reference Handbook, then you can see that there is a written plan at the nearest suitable airport. That means that you are really in big danger. Let's talk more about the drift down. Imagine you are flying from point A to point B. And the first officer is pilot flying and captain is pilot monitoring. And suddenly in cruise you lose one of the engines. In this case, most of the companies and FCOM says as well, Flight Crew Training Manual says as well that in this case the pilot flying becomes the captain and pilot monitoring becomes the first officer. And now don't panic if you lose the engine while you're cruising. First of all, do this procedure: aviate, then navigate, then communicate, and do the checklist. This is the basic of CRM, crew resource management procedure, and it's always applied for any phase of the flight, because you have to fly the airplane. This is the crucial thing. Then you have to know where you are going to fly the airplane. Then you may start to communicate, and the last thing is doing the checklist. During drift down procedure, you need to perform memory items. Because you lose one of the engines. So if you check your Quick Reference Handbook, on the first page there are the list of items which are related to memory items, so you have to know it. So this is your memory items. And what is important during this drift down procedure? You need to proper identify what is your failure and verify it by your co-pilot. Okay, so regarding to engine failure, we can divide it into let's say few parts. For example, if you have engine flame out, it means that your N1 and 2 rotation is slowly going down. Okay, if you have flame out, that means that probably there is something happen with your FEDEC. It's called in Airbus. In Boeing is Engine Electronic Control Unit, EEC, or on classics is PMC, Power Management Control Unit. In this case scenario, you can reconsider to start the engine in flight. And when you are starting engine in flight, you have two possibilities: to start the engine with the cross bleed, or you can start the engine with the windmill. And you can see it right here on the lower DU. And there are a few tips or tricks I will discuss later on. Okay, so another failure should be that you have engine failure. How you can realize that you have engine failure? you have basically it's a structural damage of the engine. You have basically no N1 rotation or stuck your rotation at some point, and you have also may have no N2 rotation or your N2 rotation stuck at some point. This is the engine failure. In this case, the in-flight restart of the engines will probably result to no success, and we would like to avoid it, because this situation leads to more serious problems on board, which we would like to avoid. Okay, another is engine severe damage. What does it mean? Engine severe damage means that you completely lose your engines. That means that there is the separation of the engine from your wing, for example. This is I guess is the worst scenario. How you realize you have a big roll moment. This is the first. Another point of you have stuck your N1 N2 rotation, and you have probably with the highest probability you have oil leaking. That means that you are losing your oil, and you have fault detection right over here. That means that all your fire detection loops are completely damaged. This is your engine separation. And the last engine failure what you can have is the engine fire. Engine fire is really simple to know, because you have fire warning horn, and you can see it here. It's illuminated red, and as you can see, it's always illuminated on your engine fire warning switch as well. So these are the scenarios. There are a few tips for your flying. If you are performing drift down, for example, put all your lights on. It's because air traffic controller knows about your situation, but the air traffic may not see you on TCAS, or may not realize you, just to let them know that hey, there is somebody lighting, and okay, he's flying into us, so we may proceed within another direction or whatever. Okay, so this is the first point. The second point is always when you are in cruising level, blank lower display unit, because if you have, for example, high vibration or low oil pressure, it automatically pops up. That means that you realize that something is wrong. If you leave it like this one, that means that you can identify your problem too late when it occurs. And now going to drift down procedure, how it looks like. It looks like that if you suddenly lose your engine, you disconnect the auto throttle. On N1 limit page, put it into maximum continuous thrust. Here, go to the cruise page, engine out, left or right engine out, select it, and select the target speed and target altitude or your MCP, and start your descent. And during the descent, then you may perform the recall items. Basically, if you have full thrust on one engine, more or less, if you would like to equalize the forces on your rudder, the more or less you need to put your rudder trimming. For example, if you lose engine number 1, so engine number 2 is working, you have yaw moment and you are drifting to the left, so you need to make a rudder to right, and the sweet point is approximately 8. Okay, So this was all I was discussed, and now we can try to perform the drift down procedure. But once again, I would like to point out, regarding to the QRH, you are strictly performing memory items which is related to engine severe damage and separation. That means auto throttle disengaged. I'm not discussing what we are going to do in real life, because you need to cover with your hand, for example, thrust of the live engine. So once again, auto throttle disengage, closing the thrust lever of not working engine, closing the engine start lever, cut off, and regarding to the problem, if you have fire, just pull the engine fire warning switch. If you don't have the engine fire, press override and then pull. Okay, so we are trying to manage it right now, our drift down procedure. Okay, we are cruising at flight level 350. Now I will start I will stop talking and tell you something. Many of pilots using heading select. I suggest you, if you are going straight, without no turns, basically keep it in LNAV mode, because air traffic controller knows that you are proceeding via a flight plan route and not with the heading select. But anyway, it's up to first officer to talk with ATC and to tell them, declare the mayday, and tell to the ATC what is your intentions right now. So okay, we can make it like this. We can make a failure, for example, engine, and engine number 1 severe damage. Okay, so we can put it active, and now we have engine severe damage. You see, we lose the autopilot. Immediately connect autopilot B, because it's related to your right side. So now what we are going to do, as I said before, you see auto throttle is already disengaged. So go to N1 limit page, press maximum continuous thrust, and now you can see that we have maximum of continuous thrust on our engine number 2. And now go to your cruise page. We have engine number 1 damage, so engine out, left engine out, and now we can see that our maximum flight level is 260. So set flight level 260, and you can see that our target speed is 220 indicated. Okay, so press altitude hold, change over. Okay, we may decrease the speed into 221 and start our descent with the level change mode. Okay, now the airplane start going down. Slowly but slowly reduce your live thrust lever in order to go down, and in order to keep the target speed. Okay, and now we can perform memory items. That means auto throttle is disengaged, thrust lever on engine number 1 confirm closed, it's closed, engine start lever on number 1 confirm cut off. Okay, I'm going back, and engine number 1 fire warning switch override and pull. So override and pull, and now memory items is completed. And as you can see, we have engine severe damage. As I said before, in real life you see the fall detection. It's there, and you have oil quantity decreasing to the zero. That means that we have severe damage. Okay, that's in real life, but it's not applicable on your flight simulator. It's not properly modeled here right now. So memory items are completed, and if you would like to go down a little bit faster, so adjust your thrust lever a little bit down, so you increase your rate of descent. But please, once again, aviate, navigate, communicate, do the checklist. So don't hurry with these things. You have plenty of time. Okay, you have all of your time. And now if you are going through the QRH, I will not showing you right now, but in QRH says that we have to start the APU. This is the first point. The second point, what we are going to do is close the isolation valve, because we need to separate one bleed side from another, and on the not working engine closing the pack. Don't worry about that. The 737, especially NG, the pack is can fully operate on high within flight level 350 or 380. But if you have pack inoperative on the ground, you can dispatch it, but your maximum flight level will be 250. So this procedure we have completely done. What is the next step? The next step is to put your transponder mode to TA mode and select your Mayday squawk, which is 7700. And why we are put it into TA mode, and just to know the other traffic that we are unable to climb because we lose our performance. Okay, I think so far it was understand. And what we are going to do, flap inhibit, because while landing we are using with one engine inoperative only flaps 15. So in your init page, the flaps 15 are using while landing in two cases. The first case is one engine inoperative, and the second case is if you completely lose your hydraulic system B. Okay, now we have APU available, so we can put APU on bus, and now if you would like, you can change your autopilot B to autopilot A. And now it's time to discuss with your ATC, air traffic controller, which airport is suitable for your landing, because you are not allowed to proceed to your destination. You have to land at the nearest suitable airport. In our case, for example, I will put the Navigraph charts for you. And we are currently flying from Prague to Dubrovnik airport. So in this case, I will load the flight from SimBrief. Okay, I don't know why if it is not working. Maybe I have the poor internet connection, but yeah, I have DSL connection, so that's why you can see how it is performing. But anyway, you have the page here, you can see the airports, and as you can see from the map or from the airports on your navigation display, with the highest probability, what I will do, I will go back and I will land to the Vienna airport. So what we can do right now, we can change our destination. You can go to route page number 1. We can put it into the heading select right now and change our destination to Wien Airport, because I know that in Wien Airport there is quite a long runway for us, and as well there are all the facilities we need for our landing. Fire assistance, fire category is okay, valid for us. Medical services are on Vienna Airport. Everything is right there, so we can land at the Wien Airport. So you can pre-select with your air traffic controller the waypoint, or you can start the turn. I suggest to start turn with heading select with a bank angle of 15. It's more or less okay. You can turn with bank angle of 25. The bank angle 15 is only limited when you have engine failure after takeoff, just after V1, and you need to perform the turn, and you have V2 less than plus 15. In this case we are using bank angle of 15 degrees. But anyway, we are on our altitude, flight level, sorry, right now, so we are adjusting thrust of the live engine in order to keep the desired speed, and we may proceed with the turn. And as I said before, we can adjust our force to your rudder pedals, which I don't have. Okay, so for example like this one, and we can put more thrust, and we will see if we are able to keep the speed, target speed, which was given by the cruise page for us. And we are going back, and we pre-select in Wien, for example, runway 34, which is straight, ILS 29 or ILS 34, okay, just right now. Okay, so in this case we can put LNAV, can adjust our heading, and as you can see we are going to maximum continuous thrust, which is on the green band, in order to keep our speed. If you are unable to keep the speed, okay, go down to your lower level. But anyway, if you have full thrust, the recommended sweet spot for rudder trim is approximately, in real life and in full motion simulator, always approximately between 5 and 10, and the sweet spot is 8. So now it's time to let the cabin crew know what happens. And prepare your airplane for landing in Vienna. That means put the nav setting on put the courses on MCP, put your minimas, put your auto brake, fill your FMC, and put your navigation settings, and discuss with your air traffic controller which procedure, which runway will be best suitable for you, what is your currently med report, so that means that your meteorological conditions, and so on and so on. So this is basically how we are performing the drift down procedure. I hope you like the video, and see you soon. Bye.